Hey, beautiful people, I pray that you guys are blessed and highly favored. Welcome back to my channel, whether you are on Facebook or YouTube. I am also on Instagram. If you caught me on Instagram, God bless. Please, I just want to thank all my new subscribers, and then I also want to encourage you guys to share my videos, like and comments, because that's what's going to help my channel. Now, today is a very touchy subject, but I feel like I'm qualified. Guys, I am qualified. Like, I am qualified to speak on this 100%. Out of experience, out of having 3 relationships, 3 baby daddies completely failed, to getting married and being married and in a relationship with one person for 8 years. Okay, so I'm qualified. Okay, and I really feel the need to talk about this. You know that I'm doing a series. This is a diversion, but it definitely ties in with marriage. And the big question is, why am I not married? Now, there's so much to touch on, and I don't want to make this video long, but at the same time, I know that a lot of my girls, a lot of my ladies are asking this question: why am I not married? Okay, why am I attracting the wrong guy, or why are they not choosing me? Why am I not being chosen? And I really want to unfold this. And I thank God for my mentors, the books that I'm reading, the people that I'm listening to, and the coaches and the mentors that I'm hiring to increase my knowledge and understanding to better myself and my sisters and my community. Let's get into this. If you're not following me on all platforms, please go and follow and support. And more importantly, share this video to one of your single girls or your girls who is in an entanglement. Help her out, okay? Okay, why am I not married? First of all, I want you to know that you're in control of your destiny. You are in control of the relationships that you choose, and whatever entanglement you find yourself in, you are in absolute control. And as soon as you are aware of how powerful you are, how valuable you are, there's certain things you're just not gonna have, and certain things you're just not gonna take. And forgive me if I'm whispering, it is late. My baby's upstairs and I ain't trying to make him hear me because he will start crying. You are in control. One of the first things that I would say is look at why you want to get married. Do you want to get married because you're needy and you feel like relationship is what's going to define you? Or is it a desire and an urge in you? You are happy by yourself. You are full of your self-love and overflowing, but you're just ready for marriage. Why do you want to get married? Married is a big question that needs to be answered, because one, if you are desperate for a relationship, it is the worst reason to get married. You need to be in a place where you are seeking God, being filled with love from God and from yourself, and overflowing, healing, and ready for that. And you don't have to be completely healed, but you have to be on the journey of healing, health, and well-being. Because when you choose from that place, you're going to be choosing from a healthy place. But if you choose from a broken place, you're going to be choosing someone from a place of brokenness, which means your choices may also reflect your inner being, which is broken. First of all, let me just get into a bit about my story. Now, if you don't know, I was in 3 relationships, long term, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. got babies out of those relationships, got cheated on, got mistreated. It was very toxic. I was basically attracting the same grown boys because I was a grown girl, but in different bodies. And after my last relationship, I finally realized, Ken, it's not them, it's me. And I had to do something about it. I became depressed, anxious, and suicidal, and desperate. And out of my desperation, I prayed and I gave my life over to God because I was just tired of doing it myself. It was not working. It was not working. And so I gave my life over to God, and I allowed God to do what he needed to do with me. I had to go through deliverance. My mind had to be renewed, and I had to learn what self-love was. And that was the first time in my entire life that I saw me. I saw not just the physical me, but I saw the depths, the soul me. And I was in love. I fell in love with Ken. And that's where my journey began. And this is where I'm at. Boyfriends served me in breaking me, unfolding me, and leaving me, giving me kids, allowing me to grow up early and figure life out sooner. Boyfriends are different than marriage, especially when you are married to a committed man, a mature man, not perfect, but ready to resolve issues and conflict by any means necessary. Now, me and my hubby is not perfect, but one thing we are is committed to each other, regardless of our differences, regardless of our conflict. And we've been in this for 8 years, and thank God no one has gotten involved in this other than us. And so I want you guys to know that there's a difference between dating a boy, an immature grown man, and a mature man who's ready to be corrected, ready to learn from his mistakes, and ready to grow to become better. Now, as I said before, after my third breakup, my third relationship, my third baby father, I had to do something that I've never done before, which was consider my ways. The Bible talk about considering your ways. I had to look at Ken. Ken, where are you going wrong? Ken, what can you do better? For the first time in my life, at the age of 24, I had to stop and reflect on me, on my choices, on the things that I need to do better, and the things that I need to really look at and realize, is this what you want for your life? Right? Do you want to be with different men, having different men explore your body and have no commitment, sacrifice nothing, but to enjoy and indulge in your kitty, and really becoming a child of God and really committing to him really helped me to see how valuable I was. One thing we know men and boys have in common is that they love sex. And here I am, giving my body to someone who is not ready to commit to me. Do you know what men do for sex? And to realize and distinguish between the boy and the man is to give them the task of committing before ever getting a taste, which is why the Bible stands on not fornicating. When I'm speaking to you guys, understand that this is something I've been through. This is something that I've experienced. And this is something that I went from bad to worse to better. And if I did it, you can do it with the knowledge and with the information that you'll be getting from this video. I believe some women are not married because marriage is not a requirement for them. They are no longer putting marriage on the table at the beginning of the conversation. And I like to give you an example. After my third breakup, commit my life to God, I made up in my mind that the next person I'm gonna be with is my husband. I'm no longer gonna play those games. I don't got time. And if you a boy, you best stay out of my way. I made up in my mind, I'm a wife. And I'm not settling for anything but being a wife. And so before my husband approached me, other boys or men approached me. And I can hear the Holy Ghost saying to me, no. I can hear the Spirit of God saying to me, no. And I was obedient, right? Because one, I was ready. And I feel like a lot of women are saying that they're ready, but they're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to commit to themselves, and they're not willing to discipline their body. Discipline your body. To discipline your body is to want something, but to say no to it, which means your flesh is stronger than your spirit. Your flesh is stronger than your commitment to God, right? And so you're feeling horny or you want something and you're not saying no. You're not saying no to the craving of your flesh. And so you go and you give your body away, and what you don't realize, you're committing fornication, but also you're praying to God, you're committing fornication, praying to God, you're being disobedient, you're committing fornication, and then you're creating soul ties with God knows who, collecting whatever you're collecting in the spirit, and you're asking for a husband. You're not really understanding the depths of what you're doing, which is why I believe that God took me through a purification from April to November. No sex, time of prayer, time of worship, time of renewing my mind, time of cleansing, me and God. And I was married the next year. And here's the crazy thing. I wasn't looking for a man. I was tired of relationship. Done with relationships. But while seeking God, while after God, while seeking his heart, right? God told me to pray for a husband. I cried because I didn't want a husband. I didn't know what a husband looked like. I was crying based on my past relationships, not knowing that God had better for me. And so you guys want something new, but you will not die to your flesh to seek God and fall in love with God and fall in love with you and learn something new in God and allow God to bring your husband. Guys, I was confined, isolated, praying, reading my word, seeking God, listening to TD Jakes, not understanding God was renewing my mind, my spirit, and my being. So much dropped off of me in that time, so much soul ties. And so you were doing all this, being disobedient to God, committing fornication, and collecting soul ties and whatever other spirits you're collecting, having sex with whoever you're having sex with, and then you're praying for a husband. Now, not to say a lot of these people who is doing this is not finding husbands. They are. Most time it's not even their husband. He's not the right person for them. they're going a very domestic, abusive relationship without any better, any light. The light is gone. There's no light. You're in darkness, right? And the only way out is separation or divorce. Where when there's something built on the foundation of God, even if it's not good, and my marriage is a testimony to that, it will always get better once it's on the foundation of God and once both of you are in it to win. You are in it together. Let's stop fooling ourselves. Let's stop saying, I want a husband, but you won't put in the work. You won't dive deeper with God. You won't dive deeper in yourself. You won't read the word. You won't pick up a book on marriage. You won't pick up a book on self-love. You won't listen to the courses. You won't get the mentors. You won't do anything. But you want to be married. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be truthful to ourselves. There's one thing lying to someone. There's another thing lying to yourself. And I believe when I hear the stories or I read the message, you are either naive or zealous, ignorantly zealous, like I was, right? And I'm here to say, if you genuinely is looking for your husband and you're not putting in the work and the discipline and sacrifice, you're playing with yourself. You're playing with your life and you're playing with your future. Let's go back to marriage is not a requirement for you. And I'm going to give you an example again. After my relationships, and I met my husband at the time, I did not know he was my husband. He wanted to take me out to church, and at the time I wasn't a fan of church. Church was in my yard with God, the Holy Ghost, the Bible, and Jesus Christ. Some TD Jakes, some Juanita Bine, but not a building, not people. I wasn't ready for that. So he asked me to church for a while. Eventually he asked me to the movie, and I was a movie-ette. Like, movie, you got me there. Still wasn't thinking anything of him, but he got me to the movie. Eventually he got me to church, and since then he will always take me out. He will always take the kids out, and he tried it. Like, he tried it. And from the beginning I was like, listen, I'm not looking for a boyfriend. I'm not looking for a relationship. The next man that I have is going to be my husband, and I am not playing day one. Marriage is not a requirement for you. You are finding yourself in relationships 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, and you never lay down your law. You never lay down your requirements, right? I said that to him around December time. The next year, August, we was married because it was my requirement. I was not getting in any relationship, any soul tie with anyone who is not my husband. And you have to make that your requirement. Make marriage your requirement. I made marriage my requirement. January, he asked me out. I still kept myself. Okay? I still kept myself, because you saying yes, you want to be in a relationship with me is not enough. I need to see who you are. I need to know a bit more about you before I open up more to you. See, someone wink at you or someone said sweet words to you, a week, 2 weeks later, you've given him so much, even had sex. You don't know this person. You don't know if they're true to your word. You did not put down your requirements for marriage, but you're having sex. You're giving too much too soon. Get to know them a little. If they earn your trust, if they earn your time, you give a little more. Get to know them a little. a little more, before you give a little more. We give too much too soon. And we need to learn to read people and learn people before we give too much of ourselves, right? And the more we fall in love with ourselves and the more we learn what we are allowed in our life and what we won't allow in our life, then we will be able to decide, I will allow you to do this, but I won't allow you to do that. And one thing I was not going to allow was another man to take any more of me who was not committed to me. My husband's been with me for 8 years. He met me with 3 children from 3 different men. He's been committed to me. He's been committed to my children. He's sacrificed. And so he is worthy. He proven himself worthy to have me. Have you allowed that person to prove themselves worthy of your time, of your love, of your energy, worthy of your goods, of your juice, worthy of your breath? Have they proven themselves? Some of us were given everything, and then you wonder why. It's been 5 years. He's not married me. Why do he have to marry you, sweetie? It's been 10 years. He's not married me. Why do he have to marry you, sweetie? You've given him everything with no requirement. And if you look around, we've raised our boys, this generation that we're in, where they want to take you on a date for you to eat a little 30-pound, 15-pound, 10-pound food, and then you must give them sex. What are you trying to say? I'm worth 10 pounds? You trying to tell me my good juice is worth 10 pounds? That is what we've come to. You are worth more than a date and 10 pounds. Trust me. You're worth more. Show me who you are. Commit to me for 3 months. Like my husband had to commit to me before he even seen anything. Commit to me. Commit to me. And here's the thing. Men are not used to that. And so when they find a woman who says, commit to me, let me see you, unfold, so I can know who you are before I give you anything. They're not used to that. And so when they find that, you're a gem, you're gold, you're a diamond. I know beautiful women, beautiful girls are in this long-term relationships, giving their youths, giving their youthfulness, their bodies, their love, their time to people who are not required to commit. Why are you taking all this from me? And you won't even step up to the plate and marry me. Why do he have to when you're giving everything already? See, my relationships before my husband, I didn't have this knowledge. I didn't have this wisdom. And so I end up giving myself, having babies, all that with no commitment. Okay? And so when I met my husband, I didn't know he was my husband, but I put marriage there. You want to be with me? I don't want no boyfriend. I don't want to play no games. I'm looking for my husband. If you're not my husband, that's fine. And you gotta be like that. If you're not my husband, it's okay. But this is what I'm looking for. And if you're not here for that, that's fine. And be open to a man saying, listen, I don't want marriage. I just want sex and fun. Be open. And know that a guy can say that to you, but that do not align with you. And so you don't need to stay. You don't need to be in that. He's told you what he wants. You know what you want. Commit to yourself first and let that man go. And that is what happened with my husband. Let me tell you a story. My husband, when he asked me out, we were together for like a day or two, and he tried it. And I said, no, you're not my husband. Yeah, my body is for my husband. He broke up with me. And guess what? I was okay with that. I was okay with that because I knew what I want. And you have to know what you want. Okay? I knew that I didn't want any more boyfriends and I didn't want any more baby daddies. I was tired. Okay? He broke up with me. And guess who was back knocking on my door a day or two later? If he is yours, he is yours. If he's not yours, he's not yours. And be okay with that. You need to understand your values and know your belief. Your life reflects your belief. So if you're in a relationship with a guy for 3 months, 6 months, this guy has not mentioned marriage. You've not put marriage as a requirement. You don't believe you're a wife. I was a wife before I got married. And I didn't want no boyfriends. None. You have to be a wife before you get into anything. Know that you're a wife. Put wife on the table. Put marriage on the table. Make it a requirement. And if that person ain't ready for commitment, ain't ready for marriage, that's not your business, right? But whatever you are in right now, it reflects your beliefs. It reflects what you think about yourself. You are giving your body to a man for a good 5 years. Listen, society has it that women, once they reach a certain age, they're not valuable. Society has this in its mind that once we reach a certain age, we're not valuable, and you've done give all your youthfulness to somebody who do not value you. Because if that man or that boy valued you, he would have never been with you all these years and now married you, have been all up in you. I never thought, yo, let me show this one how much I value her. You all up in my juice, getting all my guts all these years. Guys, when I think back of my past and that naive Kenisha, I can never relive my past and do that to myself ever again. All up in your good juice, all up in your good, and he can't commit. Put a price, put some value on yourself. Put a price and a value on yourself. Listen, we can't be going up in these name brand shop and come out with anything for free. And you try and tell me these shops that sell bags and watches and perfumes have more value than your body, than your noni, your good, your goodies? You try and tell me Gucci, bag, clothes, belt have more value than your good old? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I had to put a value, a price tag on me. Put a price tag on yourself. Put a price tag. If you've not done that yet, do it today. And listen, any man who value you and you say, listen, I don't want this anymore. This is not what I'm for anymore. I want marriage. And if marriage ain't in your books, we done. If that man want you, let me tell you, he gonna have a ring for you. Trust me. Trust me. We be letting these men get away with murder. And we have to stop that. Okay? We need to allow our men to be men. And we need to be women. And put a price tag on us. Put a price tag on us. You ain't getting my goodie without commitment. Commit to me. Prove to me. Sacrifice something for me. Show me you're the one. Show me you're the one. And see, some of us think us jumping in a bed with a guy is what's gonna get us the ring. And that is further. That's the furthest thing from the truth, right? These men have been men all their lives. They've played the game all their lives. Oh, they know what easy look like. They know what easy is. And when you are easy, they know. You think they want to commit to easy? No, they don't. You've not given them a challenge. Or you think 2 weeks is enough. 2 weeks isn't enough. 1 month isn't enough. 2 months isn't enough. You don't know that guy in 2 months. Give yourself time. Give yourself 3 months. Discipline your body. And I'm trying to be realistic. I can say to you, don't fornicate. I can say that. But I'm being realistic. If you have the strength and the will, don't fornicate. Allow that guy to marry you before you give him anything. But if you don't have the strength or the will to go that long, I'm telling you, commit to yourself at least 3 months, at least 4 months. Commit to yourself, right? And say no. Find out who this person is. Find out who you're going to make soul ties with. Find out, is he worth it? Is he worth your soul? Before you go there, find out, because a lot of you guys are sleeping with demons that are not worth your soul. You have to understand, if you've been doing this over and over again, your way is not working and you need to find a new way. Find a way that works. I am a testimony that this works. And you can search Google University. I'm sure there's 100,000 of women who are seeing this story. I became celibate. I seek God's face, and I allowed God to do what God wanted to do. And I got married within a couple of months. I got married within a year. I got married. Right? This can be your story too. It can. And some people is probably saying, oh, I've been waiting on my husband, I've been this, I've been that. And I can't find anyone. Are you fornicating? Are you truly surrendering to God? Because God is not a liar. Know your worth before a guy even compliments you. Know your worth. You are enough and you are worthy. You're looking for a husband. Have you picked up a book on marriage? Have you done a course? Have you picked up a book on what a wife is, what self-love is, what confidence is? I found that I was married, but I was not really married. I was married and I was ignorant. And when I started reading and becoming, I realized that marriage can be beautiful. And some of us, we're looking for a husband, but we don't even know who we are. We don't have an idea of who we really, really, truly are. Who are we? Who are we? Thank you for being here with me. These are one of those days when Ken is like this. And to be honest, I kind of like Ken like this. I like all sides to Ken. But this is one of my favorites, to be honest. If you're interested in businesses, side businesses, I have a few. Click the link and see which one you are interested in and join me. Join me in making money. Okay? So click the link and see which one you are interested and join me. I do have a WhatsApp group which is also on the link, which you can click and get in contact with me personally. I do sell waist trainers and TLC detox supplements. So if you're interested, also click. Remember, subscribe to my channel, follow me,